Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications for the latest updates. Tropical Storm Gonzalo is stronger than it was yesterday, although looking less organized than it did several hours ago. At the moment, it currently has winds of 65 miles per hour and a minimum pressure of 997 millibars as of 12 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, July 23rd. Storm's currently located at 9.6 degrees north, 48.3 degrees west, is stage 2 in the CDPS scale. Significant damage possible from the storm. It's actually moved slightly south in terms of latitude of the past several days, and that's given us increasing certainty, along with the National Hurricane Center, that the most likely landfall spot, if one to occur, where the harshest impacts will occur, will be along the southern Windward Islands. Distance from land right now, though, 697 miles from Barbados, St. Vincent 790 miles away, Grenada 806, Trinidad 784, although the island of Tobago of that nation, where you could see more impacts, is a bit closer, and St. Lucia is close to 800 miles away. There are some hurricane watches in effect now from the storm, despite the higher uncertainty with the intensity forecast than usual. From Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, both have hurricane watches up for the time being. We'll probably see some more watches and potentially even warnings coming to a place in the coming days. Here's the latest GFS run. You can see the precipitation cloud cover of the storm move through the southern Windward Islands within the next 2 to 3 days or so now, before moving into the Caribbean Sea. More models are trying to pick up on this remaining as a full tropical cyclone, at least into the central Caribbean Sea compared to prior days, although this is still very uncertain. The intensity forecast, especially with a smaller storm like Gonzalo, is highly unclear, which has been noted by the National Hurricane Center several times, and is important to keep in mind. Sea surface temperatures look like this, though, 28s and 29s around the vicinity of the storm. There isn't really going to be too much inhibiting it in that regard. The largest threat for it to halt intensification and make it weaken will be dry air for the time being, and once it moves into the Caribbean, that's when shear can pick up a bit more as well for the time being. This is the GFS's latest wind model run. You can see it still makes it a hurricane now at around 12 to 24 hours, and then moves it west, tilting towards the west-northwest. This model run is a bit to the north of the general envelope now, and hasn't made a landfall in Barbados, and then moving into the Caribbean Sea and turning into a tropical wave there. I will note the model consensus and the National Hurricane Center are further south than this at the moment, so direct landfall in Barbados isn't too likely, although they could still get adverse impacts from the storm. Today's tropical storm force winds look like this. Barbados 14% with that hurricane watch. All these odds will probably go up as the storm gets closer and a location is more pinned down for impacts. St. Vincent 24%, Grenada 40%, Trinidad 35%, although that's mostly relegated to the island of Tobago itself, and St. Lucia further down on the list. Here's the model guidance, at least the latest spread, and this is what's a bit late right now. The National Hurricane Center has shifted south because they found the center of the system to be further south than was priorly indicated. So expect these to potentially move a bit further south than what you're seeing right now, but the envelope's pretty tight that we're going to see something come through the south central Windward Islands, potentially as a Category 1 hurricane within the next 2 to 3 days, bringing adverse conditions, locally heavier rainfall, and the potential for flash flooding. Here's the latest satellite imagery of Gonzalo. You can see not quite as organized as it was in yesterday's update, but the winds are stronger nonetheless for the time being. They did find the center to be a bit further south, and convection is a bit off compared to what we were seeing yesterday. But still a dangerous storm for those that are going to get direct impacts, and everyone in the Windward Islands should keep in touch and stay to monitor this system. Force 13 will be covering the latest on it. Make sure to subscribe for more. You can follow us on our outlets, force13.com for web articles and the live cyclone tracker. You can also find us here on YouTube. If you're not watching here already, make sure to subscribe. We're also on Facebook. It's Force13 to find our latest posts there. And we're also on Twitter. It's @Force13 to ask us a question on that platform. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. More information can be found at patreon.com/force13, or you can become an ultimate fan right here on YouTube for perks and to directly support the project and our future endeavors in these times. You can also find us on Discord to communicate with us on our Discord server. Link is in the description below, and you can message Fool13 at extension 9094.